I'm not going to need this, so I'm not going to hide behind it. I'm going free forward tonight, so I've got no notes. But isn't God good? You know, this place, our Father's house, is all about meeting Jesus in the way that you need to meet him for yourself. And this is a place where we want to give opportunity. If I sound too loud, wave at me, because I don't want to deafen people.
Just right.
Just right, cool. And we talk in the 12 steps about the higher power, and we believe that totally is Jesus through his Holy Spirit, who is here now with us. And he speaks in a dream, in a fleeting thought, in a feeling, in all sorts of unique ways that get through to you as an individual, because he says, I want you to know I am talking to you. And you and you and you and you, in many, many different ways. And that's what we want to cultivate here, so we can say, I know Jesus. He's got me. And he's planning my life out. He's got steps. You know, we were singing that song, and I'm thinking, if I could work out how many years have I known the faithfulness of God. I found him. Well, actually, he found me when I was 14. Devastating experience of finding God. It's a story in itself, and I won't tell you now. But tonight, we're going to talk about being one with him. That is what it's all about. Jesus beckons us to him, and we can find a oneness with Jesus, with God himself. So, it says here, the verse there is, he who is joined with the Lord is one spirit with him. Hallelujah. We're going to expand a little bit on that. We have a visual aid. Hands up or shout out, what do you think this could be? It's not a trick question. Oh, I'm giving the answer away now. Okay, so tonight, folks.
You might have to prompt him when he has to.
Yes, I will. Well, that's fine. He was too early,
Yeah, that's my
actually.
fault.
So that's fine. No problem. Go back to that one. It's absolutely fine. We have fun tonight, I can tell. So tonight we have not only one, not only two, but how many? I like audience participation. It shows you're not falling asleep after your quiche and salad. We have 3 tin cans because tonight, Matthew, we are going to do a tin can. All right. Yes, that can stay in there for now. You might think, well, it's a bit odd, a little bit strange, but can you just imagine that? Yeah, you're happy to do that? Great. Okay, next slide. Partly because in the middle of tin is I, me. So it kind of fits nicely, I's in the middle of tin. Okay, next slide, please. Oh yeah, I'm going to tell you some amazing attributes of tin. Okay, so just to go back a little bit, God likes to talk in images to help us understand a deep, real truth about what it means to know God, or an aspect of God. So we're going to talk about some attributes of tin. Okay, now who's a tin tonight? Hands up, please. Yes, thank you, Stuart. You get the brownie point for the first. Everybody's meant to put their hands together. We've got all tins tonight. Okay. Right, some attributes of tin. Next slide. Did you know some of the properties of tin? A bar of pure tin can actually be bent with your own hands. Amazing. It is softer than your fingernail. Oh, I've got to let you into a secret here. I'm very sorry. Next slide. Oh no, sorry. Not yet. That's fine. That's fine. It melts. Would you believe if you put tin, pure tin, in your oven on a high setting, it would probably end up melting over the bottom of your cooker and ruining it. It doesn't have a very high melting point. Okay, yeah, I think if you touch it, you might get a bit of a burn. But 232 degrees C, it's fairly hot, but as hot as your oven gets. Next one. Tin doesn't rust. Now, this is the secret. I'm really sorry, but analogies, or these parallels, these symbols that God gives us, they usually break down somewhere along the line. And it's not a tin. It's not made of tin. Sorry, guys. It's steel, but it's got tin over it. okay, because steel rusts. But tin doesn't. That's why they put tin over a tin can. But we're going to assume that this is all tin. Okay, are you happy with that? You're going to allow me to have that liberty? All right. Now, interestingly, if you take tin and combine it with, mix it up with some chemicals, it goes toxic. That's like poison, not good. Some knowledge here about substance abuse. We don't mix with substances. Bad news is toxic. Next slide. So, tin you can dint it, you can swash it, and what's the last one? Oh yes, you can. These are called. Oh, I have to do it on this one. These are called tin tips. They're really good. And well, bear in mind this is steel, but it should. I'll probably overuse these. You can cut it when it's okay. So some analogies break, but you can see it's almost dry. It will do normally on a flat bit on the top. Tin tips, very good for cutting skin. Okay. So where are we going with this? Next slide. Oh, the chemical. I should have done a little quiz. Chemical symbols, okay, for tin is SM. Guess what's coming? Okay, let's go to the next slide. Right, so we're just going to conclude some things we've learned about tin tonight. Tin's pretty weak. You and I, pretty weak, aren't we? It melts pretty easily. When the heat gets up, just become a jelly on the floor. Okay, tin isn't really very strong, actually. We like to think so, but actually, I'm pretty puny, And when it gets mixed up with other chemicals, it goes toxic. Life just goes pear-shaped. In the middle, if you have I in the middle of tin, and you put I in the middle of tin symbol, you get sin. Ooh. Oh, no. Next slide. What are we going to do? I don't know. Who can help? Okay, next slide. Now then, what if we could change all that? Make tin stronger. Raise the melting point so it can stand the heat. Make it much harder. What if we could do all this by joining it with another metal, but no chemical changes? So tin stays tin. Interesting. Well, what do you think? Are you up for it? You reckon? Okay, let's see. Well, we can. We can melt tin with copper and it produces, you can't really see that very well, but you can produce bronze. Now, I would have brought some bronze, but it's very heavy and it's very expensive. And I ain't got any because it's that expensive. But hey, you get a bronze, you think, I've got a bit of dosh, you know. So, next slide, please. Why am I talking about this? Because during worship a number of months ago, the Lord spoke to me, and I just want to say, when God speaks, you don't want him to stop. It is just, God, keep talking to him. When you experience Jesus talking to you, it's like on the inside of you. It's just the most amazing thing. And I was in worship and I was just saying, Lord, is there anything you want to say to me? I'm all ears. And he said, I want you to be like burnished bronze. And I went, oh yeah, wow, yeah, go on. Go on. God, I really like listening to you, God, but why don't you say anything else? Anyway, he wanted me to go away and find out about bronze. Burnished bronze, that is. That's what we're looking at tonight. This is a message God is saying to all of us. He wants us all to be like burnished bronze. So, let's have the next slide. Right, what was he meaning? Right, in this picture, there is some pink being mixed together. So it looks like blue and yellow that makes green. We're talking about tin being joined with copper, being mixed. And us being mixed with Jesus gives us new qualities, so that we can cope with the knocks and the heat of life. Jesus is the answer. We need to be mixed with him in our lives. Next slide, please. So this is the deal. Copper is a picture of Jesus, okay? It's got a melting point. Look at it, 1983. Somebody was born then. 1,982 degrees centigrade. That is hot. Compare it with tin. What was it? 232. Big difference. That's nearly 8 times higher than tin. And the tensile strength, I'm not going to get too complex, but the tensile strength of copper is nearly 7 times that of tin. Wow. Now this is really interesting. To make bronze, all you need is about 10% of tin. He's not asking very much. And he's going to do 90%. He's going to do the biggest effort, part of the lion's share of the responsibility. That's a good deal, isn't it, don't you think? All he wants is to say, yes, okay, I'll give you my little 10%. He wants all of us, but we're in a little 10%, right? 90%? That's a lot. Okay, let's have the next slide. This is talking about bronze now. So when Jesus comes in, this is the picture, the analogy, the symbol. It's got, okay, the melting point drops a bit. Okay, but it's still pretty hot, isn't it? 1,050 degrees C, bronze will melt out. It has, interestingly, a tensile strength 4 times that of copper. So it's actually 28 times stronger than tin. Wow, this is a good deal. Get Jesus in, you're going to become a tough nut, a real softie. I was crying in that worship. Don't take me there. Wow. It doesn't rust at all. It doesn't decay. But do you know what it does do? It gets what they call, something called patina, and it increases the value of the bronze. So when people keep touching a bronze statue, and it changes colour over time, and people that are in the antiques market will say, oh, look at the patina, oh, it's going to push the value up. When we get those knocks and bashes, we get, when we do it with Jesus, we get this coating on us, if you like, this shine starts to come. Let's have a look at the next slide. We'll come back to that bit in a minute. So, how do we get bronze? Right. What we do is we get some tin, we get some copper, and we make it get very, very hot. I remember when I came to Jesus, life was crisis. Sometimes you can talk to people for years and years and years, and they're thinking, yeah, that's all very nice for you, knowing this Jesus, that's fine. It's not really for me, that's fine. And then they, bang, they hit a crisis. And they go, oh, I don't know what to do. God, help me. Come into my life. And it's like, yeah, heat went on, and I started to cry out. Do you know, sometimes, I'm so glad I went through that crisis. I wouldn't have found Jesus. But going through crisis, you think, ugh. But actually, when you cry out to God, he will come in. And there's a couple of verses that say pretty much the same thing. In Joel 2, verse 32, and Romans 10, 13. Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. That is his promise. And I remember when I was going through that crisis, that I was crying out to God, saying, come into my life, come into my life, come into my life, come into my life, come on. I said, God, are you in my life? Yeah. I'm just saying, come in, come in, come in. But it took a bit of time before I was aware he had come inside. But he had done it in a really powerful way. I'm not going to tell you about it now. Next slide, please. But this is what happens. He comes in, and we become a new creation. We become this bronze. We're still me, but Jesus has come in, and now he's in, and I am this new creation. The old stuff of my old life, I've changed. I know I'm different. I'm the same person, but I'm different. And people say, you're different. I know you're still you, but something's changed about you. What is it? So my identity is kind of recreated, and I become a fuller person because Jesus has come in. That should say something, and I've obviously not moved that picture. All things have become new, is the word at the end. Next slide, please. And this is a little picture to remind us he's got the 90%. And we're just a little bit in the middle of him. He's surrounding us. And as I've said before, it's like in the bronze, each metal is distinct. It doesn't lose elements of it and become a different person other than you become that new creation. Jesus is the major shareholder. Okay, next one, please. So what do we do with all this? If you've invited Jesus in, he just wants to go deeper in you. If you haven't, he's knocking on the door and saying, I'm ready. But the door of our hearts only has one handle. It's on the inside. We can't break in unless we open the door and let him in. Jesus taught in Gospel of John, and in chapter 15 and 5, he said, I am the vine, so I am this bit here. In fact, I'm the whole thing. But you're the branches, he's saying. You're the bits. Okay. And he who lives or abides in me, and I in him, will bear much fruit. Your life is going to have success. Your life is going to become something more. You're going to see good things happen in your life. Like that song we sung, the faithfulness of God is chasing me down, running after me. And then Jesus goes on to say, for without me you can do, what does it say? Nothing. Now, it's really interesting. When I was preparing this, I was writing that verse out. I'm the vine, you're the branches. He who abides or lives in me, and I in him bears much fruit. For without me, and the whole screen went black. All the power went. The battery had completely gone. And I thought, that's the Lord. I couldn't do anything. Nothing whatsoever. Black screen. So I had to rummage around, get my charger and plug it in and plug it into the laptop. And I just thought, well, that's exactly that, isn't it? We sometimes think, I can do this. And I manage, I get along without God, actually. It's doing all right. Really, if you're going to do anything lasting, you cannot do anything without him. And he really wants to get the message across. You cannot do this life without him. Absolutely not a beam. Forget it. Give up now. Surrender. Just give it to him because you cannot do it without him. And it's simple. You just say, okay, swallow your pride. You just say, all right, come in, take over. And he'll tell you what to do. Sometimes that is a really scary step if you've never made it. You think, what does it mean? Is he going to send me to darkest Peru as a missionary or something ridiculous? But you know what? Sometimes he's quiet. He doesn't say anything. He says, just follow me. Start reading the Bible. Start praying. Start talking to me. And little by little, you start to say, God, I want to do your will. What do you want me to do? Sorry, what was that? Oh, what do you want me to do, God? Sorry, I didn't quite hear. God, I really want to serve you. Oh, right, you're ready. When we really hunger after him, that's when things start to happen. That's when we're real with God. That's when he starts to take note. Because he's wanting us to be real with him. Next slide, please. Just another verse. But he who's joined with the Lord is one spirit with him. We had that at the very beginning. We are joined with him. And there's another verse, Acts 7:28. In him we live and move and have our being. It's just a mystery. When he comes in, he just becomes so mixed in with us. You'll know. You're changing. Your reactions will change. You just know something's happened. Somebody's moved in. I will tell you, for me, I had huge anxiety and I'd say low mood. I was going to say depression, but I had a low mood as a kid. And I was saying, God, come into life, come into my life. And I started reading the Bible and was learning stuff. And then I read a bit, it said the fruit of the Spirit, so like the evidence of God's Spirit coming into your life, is love, joy, peace, and some other stuff. And when I got to that word peace, I stopped and I thought, wait a minute. Something's changed. I've got peace. I've got peace in my heart. I knew I had peace. And I thought, that was not there a few weeks ago. It was not. That has come in from the outside. And I thought, I think I've become a Christian. Whatever that is. I really didn't know. Nobody was talking to me. I was just reading the Bible and praying because I was desperate. And he came in, he answered. And I knew something's happened. He's real. His peace filled me. He came inside. Next one, please. So, when we ask Jesus into our lives, this is the sort of change that's going on. We change from being soft and squishy tin into something hard, like bronze, which has far greater strength and resilience. And look at this, I love this picture. Here's a little pussycat, and the lion saying, who's looking at you, pussycat? This is an image. We think, I'm just this little pussycat, scaredy cat. But actually, look in the mirror of the Word, the Bible. The Lion of the tribe of Judah, which is Jesus, has come to live inside. You may not see it, obviously. Other people start to see it in you. You change. Something about you now. What do we become? What's the next slide? Oh yes. So, here is the rub. Burnished means rubbed and scrubbed and scraped and shine. So God ain't satisfied with just you being bronze. He wants you to be shiny. He's going to take the rough edges and he's going to knock them off through people, circumstances, situations. And I've been rubbed today. People, at work, situations and pressure. And I got here and I was like, oh, God. What do we do? The situations come. What he's asking us to do is just keep stepping with him. When stuff gets tough, you just say, Jesus, I'm still trusting you. I'm with you, God. I'm with you. You're for me. And I was just speaking to myself in the car for 5 minutes. God, you're good. Just thank you for the leaves on the trees. I thank you for the blue in the sky. Just thank you, you're good. You're just good, God. You're just good. I did not feel. But I started to feel when I got here, I just took a bit of time. I was just like, I can't do anything. I just can't do it. But with him, everything fits together. So life can get tough, but God's there to make us and mould us into that wonderful, could be the next slide. Oh no, not quite. Okay, so here's a bit of polishing going on. So he uses the knocks of life to shape and mould us. He's using the challenges we go through to sand the rough edges off us and prepare us for what he's got in store, not only in this life, but in the life to come. Did you know in the life to come, we will have responsibilities, and God's training us now. He's going to give us cities and universes. I mean, it's whoa, blow your mind stuff. Heaven, wow. It's not sitting on the cloud with a little guitar. It's amazing. He wants ultimately to present us to him as what he calls in the Bible a spotless bride for his son Jesus. It's all a big mystery, isn't it? But he's wanting that people for himself to welcome into his family, have all the rough edges knocked off us, so that we become one with Christ, a mighty warrior. That's his plan, burnished bronze.